thought through that the coronavirus was probably spreading more and more, and that we were going to need to think through some things that might be happening probably next week or in 2 weeks. We then got news from the governor that all public schools K through 12 in Louisiana had to shut down, with today being the last day. And so getting that news, the first thing on our mind was, how can we make sure that all the hard work that scholars have put in for the last 6 months wasn't wasted. Scholars and teachers have been working so hard these past 6 months, and so really figuring out like what could that look like. The first thing that came to our mind is scholars have to go home with technology. The easiest way and the most efficient way for scholars to continue this learning is to continue to get feedback and support from their teachers, which meant sending all of our scholars in 3 through 8 home with Chromebooks to continue that learning.
And then additionally for our kindergarten through second grade scholars, making sure that they were also going home with enough materials to maintain their hard work that they've been putting in since the beginning of the year. So going home with packets with sight words and passages and math problems. Basically these little mini workbooks made for them, not many, they were pretty big, but these workbooks made for them so that they can continue that learning. And then also just a chance for kids to know this may be our last time together for a while, so let's make sure that we are here to support each other, make sure kids went home knowing that we are still there for them. They have all of our numbers, all of our email addresses so that they can stay in contact, because we are a school, we are a community, and even when we're separate, we will remain together and remain a community.
Because I think that includes redefining baseline expectations for teachers.
So I just want to give you a heads up that I think what I felt really proud about in just sharing what we were thinking about is, number one, we had a very rapid response that is going to create equity for our kids. The fact that every kid went home yesterday in 3 through 8 with a Chromebook, and we have a contingency plan for kids that weren't here. Shout out to M for the system, John for saying yes, the organization for being like, yep, if we don't get them all back, we'll figure it out. And I think like that is just so powerful to know that now, even in the face of long-term closure, our kids have access to feedback from their teachers.
Through all of my feelings yesterday, I got a lot of emails from Google Classroom, and kids are already working on NBT2 and writing down notes to their teachers like, hey, Miss Washington, and don't worry, my sister and I are working on this. And so our kids are making me be at peace with this, because they're already like forming their own community and still supporting each other.
But I will say, like, this is like, I did not sleep well last night. I think this is very overwhelming. I just feel for like reading all of our kids' internet responses, like, brought tears to, like, I just got so emotional because I was like, this is just going to be so different for them. And I think I a little bit like didn't realize how much I love and need in my personal life to come to work every day and see kids happy and joyful. So the reason I'm doing a book club with Christiane and Ashayla is because I'm like, I know I need to interact with kids every day to feel happy. And so we're going to go have fun. We're going to talk about this chapter of Educated, and if they didn't read it, I'm calling them and be like, what?
I think like what's happening right now is unprecedented for anyone who's ever been alive before. And so I think like I'm feeling very like just like what is going to happen? There's no way for us to know and to predict. But I also think that it's very uniting, because the only experience that I have to compare this to in terms of school is the flood. And when the flood happened, we were an island. We were like, it wasn't everybody, like a lot of people in the area got flooded, but school-wise, we were one of the few schools that was having to deal with it at the level that we were having to deal with it at. But this is a similar sort of situation, but everybody's dealing with it. And so like we have a much bigger village to share ideas with, to see what works, to also know that there are people out there who are going to be creating programs to help our children. It's not just all sitting on our shoulders like it felt like it was during the flood, because at that point it felt like we were the only ones who knew that there were people out there that were struggling, whereas now everybody knows that there are people struggling, and I've seen so many people make a plan, reach out, do things to try and make it better for the people that they know are going to have it the hardest. So like it's very hard, it's very uncertain, but it also feels a little bit hopeful that there are so many people available and out there working to try and make it better.
One, we will still have connections with kids and each other. Like, we're gonna be really thoughtful about that, and like we'll have like virtual meetups and hangouts, and like we will FaceTime our kids, and we will see our kids on Google Classroom Hangouts, and like it won't be in person in a daily school, moment. But I feel like there's a lot of comments to be coming on the Joy thread. I feel like there's a lot of what it is called, Jiffies. I have some in here. I got some in here. I downloaded them and they work, guys.
Let's see. If you are able to use internet easily at home, what devices do you use? iPhone, desktop, laptop.
Make sure that you're still
We're in unprecedented times, and therefore our response must be unprecedented. We must galvanize our efforts and try to create as much normalcy as possible. And that's what we're trying to do here at Democracy Prep. We're trying to provide that the same level of instruction and feedback that scholars receive on a daily basis, the same level of nutrition, the same level of community that they experience when they're in our building. We're just going to be able to do that from afar with the blessings of technology, the internet, the ways to stay connected. We're going to utilize those tools, those assets, and we're going to give these scholars the best experience we possibly can in the virtual world.